If you love crazy storylines, then you must love what's going on with the Eagles right now. A team that started to get hot only to get embarrassed by the Giants last Sunday. Jalen Hurts has a nagging injury and reports he was good to go for this last game, only to see that he's not. And that left us with Gardner Minshew pulling up looking like Maverick from Top Gun to go out there and have the highest passer rating the Eagles quarterback has had in a few years. I mean, he just has to be the coolest looking player of all time. Unfortunately, he tripped on the sidewalk on his way out of the stadium, but he appears to be okay. Now, if we know anything about Philly, it's that they love an underdog. They love Nick Foles when he replaced Wentz, they loved Hurts when he replaced Wentz, and they love Minshew when he replaced Hurts. But we need to talk about the quarterback controversy along with what the Eagles should do overall to be successful, because they seem to be one of the hottest and one of the coldest teams in the entire NFL. Because Nick Sirianni has already came out and said that when Hurts comes back and he's healthy, he's going to be the starter no matter how well Minshew plays. So let's cover what we think about this and if he has the right idea. The first problem with this is that the Eagles played a lowly Jets team. This is one of the least impressive teams you can beat in the entire NFL, but also the Eagles offense has never looked as it did yesterday with Minshew under center. He completed an efficient 20 of 25 passes, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The Eagles scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives and scored points on their first 7 possessions. Now, the thing with Gardner that I saw with Jacksonville is he's going to protect the football very well. Every drive is probably going to end in a kick, either a PAT, a field goal, or a punt. And he isn't the biggest guy in the world, but he has a huge arm. He's a gunslinger in college and really took his arm talent to the NFL, but he dropped a lot of the careless and reckless plays that most gunslingers make at the door as well. He is also a great leader and people love him, but that's also kind of a wash with Jalen Hurts, who is also known to be an exceptional leader. He is the far inferior athlete that Hurts is in running ability, but his arm is much more live and he's more accurate and makes faster and usually better decisions. But Gardner is also one of the hardest quarterbacks to properly rate, because in Jacksonville he was on a terrible team with very little support and was able to play well, but now he had to go against a terrible Jets team, and so it's very difficult, and it felt like I'm judging a college quarterback from a non-Power 5 conference. Now, the thing that we need to mention is that the Eagles looked their best on offense last week. I'm not going to completely credit that to Minshew, because more noticeably the whole entire offensive scheme looked different and frankly a lot more impressive. Out of every single 20 completions, they were all fairly straightforward and simple. Some screens, some checkdowns, some RPO action, some Dallas Goedert shots down the field that were wide open. They didn't ask Minshew to do too much. They relied more on the run game, which, holy shit, why haven't they been doing this the whole time? Seriously, every single time Miles Sanders has 15 attempts or more, they win the game. This is a running team and the offensive line is fantastic. You know what? Fuck it. This deserves a quick film analysis. Let's just look at 3, 4, 5 plays just to show you how good this offensive line is. Now, we have to hop into a film analysis because this offensive line is so freaking good at run blocking. If you think the Eagles should have been running the ball a lot more, after watching this, you're going to be even more bad because they're so good at sealing out. So Nate Herbig is going to come out and seal this. Landon Dickerson is going to come scrape across, seal out. Goddard is going to come down and seal this edge. And then Jordan Mailata is going to kick out right here. So this is where the lane's going to be. And they are so good at just sealing everything out. You just have to watch this. And I don't want to show you just all the big running plays. I want to show you the plays where they get 5, 6, 7 yards, plays that they did constantly and how dominant they were up front against the Giants. Just look how everyone seals off their block. Look at everyone's doing their job. And look at this hole right here. Miles Sanders only ran the ball 9 times this game, and he had holes like this all game long. I think this was like a 7-yard run, but with holes like that, I feel like I could run through them. And then once again, we're going to have Mailata, Dickerson, Herbig, and Goddard just sealing everyone out. This is 2 plays later on this play. And look at another great wide open hole. I mean, he's not getting touched. I mean, Saquon Barkley's getting tackled behind the line 2-3 yards and have to break contact. They're not getting touched till the second level. So I wanted to show you this specifically because if you want to know the big dumb dipshit that Sirianni is, later on this possession, Jalen Hurts would throw an interception. Then the next possession, they would go out, throw 3 straight passes, get 0 yards, and go 3 and out. Are you kidding me? And another thing I don't understand is that the Eagles don't do like literally 50% of their plays are RPOs because their offensive line is so good at run blocking. The run's going to be there a ton. Again, they have decent receivers. Jalen Hurts is a smart quarterback, but also Jalen Hurts is able to take it off. So look at this. This is an RPO, run pass option. In this case, they have two running options with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts, but all three of them are open. So when Jalen Hurts gets this snap, he could hand it off to Miles Sanders right here, because look at how these blocks are developing. That is very well set up. No one's getting through. Everyone's sealed off, but he decides to pull it. Quez Watkins is going to be wide open right there. He's not even going to decide to throw that. Jalen Hurts is going to decide to take off and run with it. So literally his third option on everything is still successful. I think they could have been successful if they ran any single thing on that. So the fact that the Eagles don't run RPOs literally half 50% of their plays, I have no idea why. All right, on this play, I need you guys to watch three things. You need to look at Mulata and Dickerson. They're both going to be pulling and kicking out these dudes right here. But on this play, also look at Jack Driscoll on this play. He's going to come out here. Look where 45 starts this play and look where he ends. He's going to meet him at contact, literally blow him up and send him like 5 yards back. This is a play where Jalen Hurts keeps it. It's a design run because of the pulling guards, but look at the pulling guards. Look at the point of contact. Boom! Look how they seal it right there. Look at Jack Driscoll already on the linebacker. They just explode them back, seal them off perfectly like I mentioned earlier. But look at 65 Jack Driscoll on this play. When he makes contact, boom! Starts driving him back. If you're a quarterback and you're running the ball and you want to feel safe and secure, you just have to love to see this blocking down the field. The fact that the Eagles ever fucking throw the ball still blows my mind. Nick Sirianni, you dumb piece of shit. What are you doing? I'm sorry, Nick Sirianni. You don't deserve that. And we'll go through this one quickly. This is literally just a few plays later. Same exact concept, same exact execution. This time they pick up 18 yards. And this left side of the line with Mulata, Dickerson, and Herbig in the middle is just so incredible. They could run it to the left almost every single play if they wanted to, and they're going to keep doing that as the season goes on. And even the stupid get lucky sometimes, because look at this hole that Boston Scott has to the left right there. He, for some reason, doesn't decide to take it, but gets lucky enough to just, the blocks are going to still be there. The blocks are still going to be there, even if he completely messes up and makes the completely wrong read. He still has enough time because they're still going to be gauged their blocks, sealing them off. This is just the Eagles run offense. That might be the best run offensive line in the entire NFL. Now that we see how good their run game is, Miles Sanders averages 5.2 yards a carry, Boston Scott averages 4.7 yards a carry, and we wonder why they run it less than 10 times a game sometimes. And they have a terrific running quarterback in Hurts, but instead of having a lethal rushing attack and a wide open passing game because of it, Hurts will often drop back and throw it over 30 times a game. And like the Giants game I just showed you, Miles Sanders was averaging 7.1 yards a carry, Hurts was averaging almost 10 yards a carry, and they kept going away from the run and they threw it 31 times, even after having the success with the run and multiple interceptions. Now, luckily for the Eagles, Hurts is not a turnover machine. He did have 3 interceptions in this ugly loss to the Giants, but that only added up to be his 8th of the entire season. So when it comes down to comparing the two quarterbacks, I think their leadership and likability are very comparable and a wash. I think Hurts is a superior runner, and it's not even close. I think Minshew is a better, more accurate, and more explosive arm, and he makes quicker decisions because since week 1, Hurts hasn't had a game where he completed over 70% of his passes. But the offense looked its best when Minshew was under there, even though I thought it had a lot more to do with the game plan. They should have been running with Hurts this whole time. They tried to make Hurts the entire offense, and that's just not what this Eagle team is. They are a run first, quick pass, screens, quarterback runs, deep shots off play action kind of team. Now, if they are just physically incapable of calling an offense like that when Hurts is in the game, or if Hurts isn't patient enough to just sit back and drop it off, then please start Minshew. He's very talented and can win a lot of games for this team. But I think Coach Sirianni is right in this case. I think Hurts has more upside. He adds a huge element of the running game for a very good run blocking offensive line. And if we know anything Hurts from college and his progression that he's made this year, he is very coachable. I think Hurts can learn a lot from Minshew's game yesterday. Minshew made everything look so easy, and that's because sometimes things really are that easy. You don't always have to run around and scramble for your life and force the ball down the field. And especially Jalen's ability to run RPOs with a triple threat of him taking off himself just makes this Eagles offense so dynamic. Now, I have no idea what the hell the game against the Giants was, because that was one of the most winnable games I've ever seen. He has to win those games, especially against a bad team when you're trying to make a push for the playoffs. But hopefully Hurts can come back healthy, finish off the season strong with 2 games against the Washington football team, 1 game against the Giants and the Cowboys. Now, don't get me wrong, and I want to be so clear about this. I am a massive Gardner Minshew fan, and I absolutely love Minshew Mania. He's so much fun to watch, and having him as a backup quarterback right now is a huge weapon because most teams out there, if their starting quarterback goes down, they're just out. The Eagles can kind of wait and still win games while Jalen Hurts goes and gets healthy, which is a huge weapon to have. And if they want to get some trade value from him or keep him around because a backup quarterback is so important. But I just hope the Eagles get their heads out of their asses, start running the ball more, run the ball with Jalen Hurts, run the offense that they did with Minshew with a more dynamic, explosive quarterback. I think that's just the way to go. They tried to make Jalen Hurts just something he wasn't, someone that's going to throw it 48 times a game. That's just not who he is. So I hope that they keep the same kind of offense. If he's throwing it 22 to 26 times a game, I think that's a perfect little window. He'll have 70, 80 yards rushing. I think that's going to be a huge success for the Eagles. They can control the clock because their defense is average, maybe a little bit below average at best. So yeah, if they just milk the clock, keep running it, and just completely change their offensive system, I think Hurts is their guy to go. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think. Did Nick Sirianni make the right choice by keeping Jalen Hurts as the starter, or should Minshew Mania continue for another couple of weeks? Let me know down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.